Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the channel Takedown Chain 23. Glad you're here. Now look, before we get into anything, the actual tutorial part will start at 3:10. So if you wanted to, skip all the extra sort of facts about this farm or any additional information, you can just go straight to that. Alright, now this is the passive mob farm that I've been creating for the past week or so. And basically the aim of this was to make a simple passive mob farm, right? And I think I achieved that, right? You've got one platform with the grass on the top, and you stand here in this platform and at a certain distance where passive mobs will try and spawn on that platform. And since we're too far away from the ground, so the mobs won't spawn on the ground. And look, there are some chickens. So the only place mobs can spawn on the platform, so they do so fairly regularly. And then, of course, as you saw there, every now and then it'll wash all the mobs into these magma blocks, and they will die, get collected by the minecart, and put in the chest. Now, if you want to check this out before actually building it for yourself, I have left a world download in the description of the video, so you can go there, download this exact world, and test out the farm for yourself. You could also use it to compare to fix any problems if you have any. Alright, so here's a 1 hour time lapse of the farm, right? Now, as I said earlier, the main goal of this was to make a simple passive mob farm, because I looked on YouTube, right, and I really couldn't find any simple ones. Like, look, they were alright. I mean, I could probably fairly easily build them, but I mean, they were all pretty big tasks and pretty big projects, and I just thought that there needed to be a simpler way of doing it. So while this isn't the fastest thing, this does get the job done, particularly after a 12-hour overnight session. Now this farm will get you a little bit over 370 items each hour, right? Like, this will get you about 4,500 items over an overnight session, which is about 70 stacks of items. So that's like over a double chest of items, which is pretty good for the size of the farm. Now, I would take into account the fact that that is over all the items that this farm produces, because this farm does produce a fair bit of items, right? Like, this produces chicken, pork, beef, mutton, right? You've got white wool, a couple grey wools, brown wool, pink wool, technically, although I'm yet to see one, right? You got feathers, you got leather. However, these items aren't things you usually need in very large quantities, so I think this would probably satisfy the average Minecraft player. Another thing, this farm will work overnight, so don't worry about having any inefficiencies there. Now, as you probably guessed, you do have to build this over a plains biome, right? So if you live in the desert or something, you can't build it there. This will not work, right? And this also has to be built in the sky, so you cannot build this down on the ground. Alright, so let's get into the tutorial. Here are the items you are going to need. So, yeah, these are the items. A few things, right? First off, these jack-o'-lanterns can be replaced with another block with a light level of 14, right? Like glowstone, sea lanterns, and rods if you want. This grass could be replaced with dirt, and then you can place one grass and let it spread. And these do not have to be wood, okay? These can be any building block, really. And also down here, these random items don't have to be rotten flesh. They can literally be any stackable to 64 item. So I'm gonna grab these and let's start building. Alright, so the first thing you're gonna want to do, of course, is pick a location. So this is going to be where our ladder tower is. So make sure that 5 blocks in that direction, 13 blocks in that direction, and 19 blocks in that direction are all plains biomes. That should be fine for this one. So we're now going to bring this tower all the way up to 134. Alright, so when we stand on it, it's 134, so I'm going to go back down and place in all of the ladders, right? So just place ladders all the way up. So now that we are up here, this is the level that our platform for the chests are going to be. So we're going to move this around the ladder like this, and also an extra block over here. We're then going to go an extra 3 blocks this way, right? So 1, 2, 3, fill this in, and then also 2 extra blocks here. Then I'm going to place a temporary block there, fill some chests here, and then place some hoppers on the back there. Right, and make sure that each hopper is facing into each chest. Make sure this one isn't facing down or anything. So we're now going to take some blocks out from here and make the minecart track. So we're going to take this out 11 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright, we're then going to come back 3. We're then going to go 8 out this direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 this way. And then we're going to go 13 across the whole thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now this is pretty much going to be mirrored, right? So we're going to go back 3, and then back this way 8, and then curving around here, so it meets back at the start. Now I'm going to place in the power rails. There's going to be one here, one here, one here, and one here. And of course, for each power rail, place a lever on its block and turn it on to power it. We're then going to fill in every other block with normal rails. So yeah, just kind of follow the snaking pattern just around the whole thing like this. Alright, so we're not going to put the minecart on it just yet. We're going to place 4 magma blocks at each kind of corner, leaving these 2 blocks on the end. So over here like this, those 2 on the end. And yeah, do that for each corner. These, of course, will meet the grass layout when we put it in. So now, we're going to be placing the redstone lines that go to each of the dispensers. So, we're going to place a block here in the middle. This is then going to come out by 3, so 1, 2, 3, and then an elevated block. Then I'm going to extend this out by 4 blocks, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then an elevated block, and that block there will be in the middle. We're then going to make lines of 8 blocks out from each side of this block here, so just underneath it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And do that for the other 2. Alright, at the end of each of them, place an extra elevated block like this. And then on this one and that one over there, we are going to place another line of 8 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then an elevated block here. And do that on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then do this again on that one. Okay, so of course on top of each of these blocks there will be a dispenser. So we need the redstone lines going to each of the blocks. So this redstone line is going to come to here with a repeater. This redstone line is going to just go all the way to the end. And these ones are going to have another repeater going into that block with lines going out the side. So just like that on the other side, repeater into this block, and then these ones just have redstone all the way. So we're now going to place the dispensers on top of each of these blocks like this. Okay, so now back to the magma blocks. We're going to have a 2-high wall on either side of the magma blocks. Then I'll do this for all 4 of them. And now we're going to fill in everything else with grass that is on this level, and also the level that we brought it up to over the magma block. So just fill in the whole area with grass. We're now going to put in the walls for this platform. So just on each side, just place a 2-high wall of your building block. Alright, we're now going to put in our light source. I've chosen jack-o'-lantern for the tutorial because it is very cheap. But yeah, you can really use, like, I don't know, glowstone, sea lanterns, any block with light level 14. But yeah, we're pretty much just going to put a one in the wall above each of the dispensers and just one in the corner at each corner dispenser. Now we do need some lighting towards the middle, so we're going to have one here, which is just 1 block above the dispenser in the middle, and then also 4 of them above each hole, 2 blocks above each hole. Alright, so now the area should be fully lit. Now we can start on some of the redstone down here that makes the whole thing periodically, you know, push the animals into the magma blocks. So we're going to start down here at this block. So we're going to have a torch here. You should hear all of the dispensers click. Then going to have a block coming out of here, and then 2 glass blocks. All of these will have redstone on them. Then going to place a block here and a hopper on that block. We're then going to remove that and place a hopper on that hopper, right? So these hoppers are facing into each other. Place a temporary block there, 2 blocks there, and a piston there. do the same on the other side. They're gonna have 2 redstone comparators, 2 redstone dust, and a redstone block. Now when we put the items in there, it will start periodically firing the dispensers. Don't want that to happen just yet though. Okay, we're now going to place in some repeaters that will then shut the water off after a little bit. So we're going to start from this torch here, have a block here, pretty much next to it. Then we're going to bring this out all the way to the wall, 8 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like that. And then 1, 2, block up here, 3 more there, and then bring this all the way back here. We're then going to pretty much fill this up with repeaters set to 4 ticks, so bring them out to here, redstone dust there, 2 more here, redstone dust there, 1 more here, redstone dust, and bring them all the way back to here. Alright, now that the platform and all the repeaters are gone, also good sign that mobs are spawning, yeah, we can now make the AFK chamber way up in the sky. So I'm going to bring this up to here and then continue it all the way up to 168. Right here, right? So we're then going to make a 3x3 platform like this. And we're going to bring up these up by 2. So make walls up here and then another 3x3. We're then going to place our door on the inside here, so facing backwards on this block, so it should look like this. Right, so in here you're fully encased in glass, so there's really no way that you could die. And of course, don't forget to place in all the ladders on this tower. I should probably light up the areas that aren't on the platform, such as up here, so place the torch there, and also down here on the platform here, you've got to place a torch here, so mobs won't spawn anywhere on your farm. Alright, well, we are now pretty much done. I'm just going to do the last few things. We're now going to put a water bucket into each of the dispensers. Okay, we're now going to put in 2 stacks of random items. You might see the water come on and then come off again, but now every time the 2 stacks of items are transferred into the adjacent hopper, it will send the water through again. Now, last but not least, we can put the minecart and hopper into the track and set it going, and we are now done with the farm. So now, if we pop up into our AFK chamber over here, hop right in, we should slowly see some mobs starting to spawn, right? Of course, it's not the fastest farm since it is pretty small, but it definitely gets the job done, right? There we are. See, look at that. Some chickens. Nice. Alright, so we should see the water going to kill them in just a sec. Alright, there we are. So the chickens are going into the killing chambers. We don't want to see that, right? Now the minecart should be picking up their items and depositing them into the chest. So, thank you for watching all the way through this tutorial. Hope you found it helpful. If you did, do consider subscribing. Helps me out a lot. But for now, I will see you later. Bye!